Well, the Disney adults are a group of millennials that we often poke fun at on this show, and I do maintain that they deserve the mockery. And yesterday we discovered something that is peak cringe. It is a dating site that is catered to Disney adults who want to meet other Disney fanatics and possibly get married. It's called Meet Upon Main, and the question is this romantic or dystopian? And I made an account on the website last night when Brett brought it to my attention because the curiosity just got the best of me, and it's as horrifying as you might imagine. If you feel like you want to get on the website and check it out for yourself, do so at your own risk. We're not going to do that on the show today, but let's look at this advertisement for it that a couple of Disney adults made. They claim that they met on Meet Upon Main and got married.
Here we go. Let's watch this, guys.
Video on your For You page and you're like, what must I have been watching that the algorithm thinks that I want to see this? This is that video. At first I thought this was a joke. I thought it was a parody about Disney adults. Not the case at all. This is a real advertisement for a dating site for Disney adults, and let me tell you, some goofy's going on here. She's trying to open him up to a whole new world. She's trying to take a trip around Epcot, if you know what I'm saying. Watch this and tell me that this is not the case.
So my husband and I met online, just like a lot of people do nowadays, but our story is a little different. It all started on the site Meet Upon Main.
And here's the adorable part. She was Disney bounding as Ariel in her profile pic, and I was Eric.
A match made in heaven, or at least the Magic Kingdom, which is the same thing to us.
And guess what? We still use Meet Upon Main to make friends with other Disney nerds just like us.
In fact, tomorrow, we're meeting up in person with our new Star Wars friends at Batuu.
And it all started with our shared love for Disney. So make your profile at meetuponmain.com today.
You never know who you'll meet.
Yeah.
Okay,
you
so
never know who you could
I
be a
got a
beard
question
for.
off the bat. She says she met her husband.
Yes.
The site is new.
I don't know how new it is.
I think the site is fairly new.
But I mean, that's what they say. And the way
When
that
you know,
she
you
was
know, Brett.
delivering the lines, she's not an actress, so maybe this was unintentional, but it felt like there was some sort of sexual suggestiveness. And people think that Meet Upon Main is actually just a swingers club for Disney adults, and that's horrifying to think about.
Yeah, everybody in the
Someone
chat says
commented
they
she's
swing
swinging
like-
harder than Tarzan. Oh, and this person, I wanted to mention this. They said, as long as they're happy, who cares? I'm tired of people raining on other people's parades, Disney or not. If they're happy and they aren't hurting anybody, what's it to you?
Okay, not super new. At least
I say let them.
I found
Put
an
'em all
article
in one app.
I found an article from 2022, so it's at least a year old.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, this is an abomination. I fully am willing to mock people for using this website, and it seems sus. Like they're kind of suggesting that they're 100% swingers who meet other swingers at
the
Disney.
wives are swingers,
which used to be a
slash
theme
beards.
park for children. Okay. So I went to the website. It says, this is where your magic begins. At Meet Upon Main, we're creating a network where Disney fans make magical connections. Whether you're looking for love or a park buddy, we're committed to creating a space for all Disney fans to connect. And
Park buddy.
they say they have a good cause behind it. They donate a portion of every membership fee. People actually pay to be on this website, by the way, to allow children with terminal illness to enjoy the theme parks. So
Ricky
screw
Gervais-
you, Ricky Gervais.
Ricky Gervais would be
They're
appalled.
making their wish come true.
Yes.
So I guess this is for friends too. I feel like I want to catfish someone on this website and have them. I'll be like, meet up with me at
Epcot.
at 2 p.m. And then see if they actually show up.
Tell them to dress
Just
up as
ghost
Eric.
them. Yeah.
Look for the Ariel.
So it says it's a new dating social network site for Star Wars, Disney, and Marvel fans across the USA. Meet your next theme park buddy or build something more serious. So, I mean, if there's at least one success story, we know it's a real thing. It's not satire, folks.
We did look at a bunch of the people on it. I'll say this.
Yeah, I'm
like,
curious.
The men, I know I don't want to sit in judgment, but maybe don't take pictures with the Mickey Mouse ears on.
All of the men.
great
Okay, I won't say
advice.
all of the men. A good like half of the men that I saw on the website look predatory. And then most of the women just look desperate. It's weird. There were more women profiles on this website than men.
And most of them looked firmly like, if you can imagine in your head, if you asked ChatGPT and you said, will you please make me a mid-level manager in an HR department? It's exactly what
And
most
there
of
has
them
been
look like.
a big trending discussion about dinks on Twitter recently, and these are Disney
is-
dinks. They're the dual income, no kids portion of the population. So married couples or maybe non-married couples that choose not to have kids and use their dual income to consume products because that is the only hobby they have. Like, think of all the free time you have when you don't have kids. Let's use that to just consume media and
Yep.
eat food instead of doing something notable with our lives.
Yeah.
And
That
then
feels fulfilling.
dunk on people who do have kids as if we have it better. I don't like the trend, and they're getting trashed right now, as they should. But this is just another brand of dinks. People who spend $7 on coffee and
Kind of dying to see some of these profiles.
Maybe the idea should be like looking to leave dink status. That can be something you can put there.
Yeah.
Like that's like
Let's
their
have
thing
kids
for looking for kids
that we can then take to Disneyland.
Yeah, which would make it more socially acceptable. I'm. When we were looking through this yesterday, like, look, guys, this is. I think Mary pointed out to me not that long ago that there are more men on dating apps than women, anyway. So
yeah.
Gents, maybe what you need to do right now is go and sign up for this website, and your chances,
Your odds will be better.
Your odds have gone
if
up.
you're okay with dating a woman who is obsessed with Disney and Star Wars and Marvel, then you'll just have to make that trade-off.
Yeah, and I mean, you made a comparison yesterday to Christian Mingle, right? There are dating apps for all sorts of different subcategories, different hobbies, different lifestyles.
Yeah.
Okay, but the reason why dating apps for certain religions exist is because you actually want to find a spouse that aligns with you on your core values and your moral convictions. At least that's the premise of it. A Disney adult dating app is you trying to find a spouse based on having the same consumer habits, based on liking the same products,
Right.
consuming the same media, which is so
Vapid.
superficial and vapid. Yeah. It's not like based on anything that you align on that goes deeper than that.
Was there a certain age range you noticed on the app?
Oh, yeah.
Was like predominantly
it was all,
millennial.
It was
age?
predominantly people in their 30s. I did see some on the older end or younger end. I did see a lot of catfish profiles that, I mean, I just don't believe an actual hot person would be on a Disney dating app. I'm sorry.
There was a bunch that I was like, fake.
Yeah, there were fake
It's too hot, no.
profiles. So it was mostly these millennials who are not getting married and they just prioritize being a consumer over having a real hobby.
Which means I want somebody to make the Warner Brothers dating app where you just talk about how much you love
Not gonna
David
happen.
Zaslav and you're a huge fan of Looney Tunes and you really and here's the thing. You could actually do this because there are just as many unbelievably dedicated Harry Potter fans as there could absolutely be a Harry Potter adult dating app. I guarantee it. Somebody would make that.
That would somehow be even worse.
Yeah.
Here's some more comments. I think she's just terrible at reading her lines convincingly and it's coming off as overly sexual and weird. Another said, Disney has a not so underground swingers scene now. Disturbing. Another said twin flames, but make it Disney. Another said, I
did
didn't
you
know
guys
there
watch
were
that?
straight male Disney adults. Neat. There are straight
what I'm
male Disney
saying.
adults. Yeah.
Are there?
I think they underestimate the importance of nostalgia to millennial culture, right? Just how important nostalgia was to millennials. in a lot of ways, and they've identified with it severely. The other thing that we were talking, so Disney adults, the Taylor Swift fans, they have a lot in common with a lot of the people that have strong fandoms, right? And strong fandoms kind of come together around a common, not a common cause, but a common thing that they like. And there's nothing inherently wrong with that. It's just that I don't know if like what the success rate is going to be on a website like this. Also, the other thing I think you showed, Mary, was that it like would show you if you had ever matched with anyone.
It showed you the number of matches someone has.
Ooh.
Let me tell you, there were mostly 0 matches.
See, why do you want to go on there just to get humiliated like that? That's like, why would anyone put that on any type of dating app?
Yeah, it's weird. I also on the website saw this quote from Walt Disney. I don't know if he actually said this, but I'm corny, but I think there's just about 140 million people in this country that are just as corny as I am. So there you have it.
He's right.
Maybe he would support this.
Is that the tagline for the app?
There's a reason.
Find your magical match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a reason why art works that way, right? It's because when something affects someone emotionally, and you kind of let your guard down and let people see that you like it, these people have no problem with that, right? They don't feel guarded about the fact that they feel some type of way about Disney stuff. And if you go on any of these social media apps, especially TikTok and Instagram, you'll see whole channels dedicated, just like on the critique side of YouTube. There's whole channels dedicated to critiquing YouTube. There's whole channels dedicated to to critiquing Disney. There's channels dedicated to loving Disney.
This could open up a whole bunch of doors for niche dating apps. Taylor Swift dating app.
I wouldn't be
YouTube
surprised.
dating app.
The Taylor Swift dating app would be like heaven for single guys. Because they can just pretend to love Taylor Swift. How do you test them on their knowledge?
20 years later, they have a nervous breakdown.
No,
like,
actually,
I can't listen to Taylor Swift anymore.
They would be able to because there's so much lore behind Taylor Swift that they would be able to trip them up easily with all the Easter eggs. They're like, oh, you didn't get that reference from this obscure song and this obscure album and this obscure hand reference?
Yeah, someone did comment, not sure what's worse, Disney adults or Taylor Swift cult members. It is a cult.
Yeah.
Another said, looks like someone is looking for a second lightsaber in Batu. Oof. Yeah.
I love it.
Another said, 2 people having similar taste enjoying time together. People watch other men kick balls around and cry about it because they're wearing specific colors and themes while doing it. That's cringe.
Yeah.
Another sports ball denigration. Well, you shouldn't date people based on the sports teams they like either.
Well, technically
that's also a
that-
stupid reason to choose a
That
partner.
usually happens by default because you live in the same state.
Yeah.
So it's not actually and that actually causes problems in some relationships. Maybe not like overt problems, but like
What do you guys think of e-dating in general? People who find spouses on social media or Twitter.
I mean, I've heard of it.
it's more common now
Yeah.
than like we live in an age. Like I said, I was watching Lethal Weapon, the show, and there's a whole storyline where his son has this issue with like he's like nobody asks people out in person anymore. Like that's not a thing. And then eventually he overcomes his fear. So the point in the story is that it still does happen. But the idea here is that nowadays, as we live more and more of our lives online, like, is it really all that strange to think that people are going to meet that way? I don't think it is. Like I said, my first long-term girlfriend I met on MySpace. MySpace.
That's beautiful. Bro.
Back in the day.
It's not nearly as bad if you met her on the Disney app.
Yes. Exactly. So,
And I do have married friends that met through social media. So.
Yeah, it's become increasingly more common. I know people who are married and have kids that met on dating apps.
I mean, are we gonna have to get some cringy like the Breitbart dating app or like?
Well, there are right-wing dating apps. They already exist. Yeah.
I guess I get the market for something like that because they get filtered out of these dating apps by political preference so easily.
Can you do that?
I mean, some of these dating apps I think had like they'll put in their profile if you're a Republican or a Trumper.
Yeah, but
like,
I don't think you
not
can filter
swipe.
people out if they're a Republican.
Yeah.
The really sinister thing about political affiliations on dating apps is that people will just lie mainly men, will just lie about their political affiliation.
I loved Obama.
If he puts moderate, he's definitely a conservative who's lying about it. And if he puts Democrat, he might also be lying about it, and he's just a moderate in reality, just to get more matches.
Wait, was that
I think that's poor
sneaky
practice.
efforts.
Would that make her a woman who puts Republican when she's actually Democrat the ultimate pick-me in like the most pick-me in human history?
I don't know if there are any guys who would swipe left on a hot chick just because she's Republican. Like, I don't think that guys care about that.
I think women care
because we all know that women's political opinions are pointless.
And most men would take it as a challenge and find her to be malleable anyways, that they would try to bend.
Yeah, red pill her.
Yeah.
It was like that.
So it's this whole I don't find
thoughts.
I don't find online dating to be something that's by and large, I think most people today find the idea of meeting someone in person stranger than meeting someone online. A lot of the younger generation.
Yeah, and I think also there's the fear of not finding someone, so people like automatically resort to dating apps when it's actually, I think, a lot easier to meet people organically than people think.
Well, the part we were talking about is like, look, there is no such thing as a good selfie when it's put on a dating app for a guy.
For a guy,
it looks bad. It does because
specifically if a guy is able to take good selfies and has like really good pictures of himself, that makes him seem ran through.
Yes, true. Then he's a 304.
Because he shouldn't know what is attractive to women.
Yeah, but the point being that like when you look, like if I was like, I've never used a dating app, but if I was a woman, I'm looking at all these pictures, it would just look like, I was talking to someone recently, said like it automatically turns you off to them. Like, because your instincts say, why are you on here? Even though you yourself are also on there, you're like, why are you on here? So I feel like it starts you off in like a net negative.
The dating app system of people meeting is it's a broken system that people feel like they have to use.
Yeah.
I would say that if it's for a specific niche of Disney fandom, that's not a winning strategy for finding someone that actually shares your values.
I mean, the Disney app might have the most success because it consumes so much of their life that they're like, well, what else is there?
I did see a guy who had a picture of himself at Disney with Trump Pence over the picture.
That one was really fun. That one felt fake to me. This guy was enormous. He was like 500 pounds with a Trump Pence logo behind him. I felt like it was a troll.
And him standing next to like Goofy at Disney. Yeah, I hope that was fake.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.